Welcome to the Terra Firma Energy Burton Head Road gas peaking plant. The site is a 20 megawatt gas peaking plant designed to provide 20 megawatts of electricity to the grid at times of peak demand. Following the successful commissioning and completion of this project, we've moved over to the Terra Firma Miners Road project in Wrexham. That project is currently 50% through to completion, and the pre-commencement works of our third gas peaking plant project in Wingrave have now begun. Now that this project has been successfully commissioned and is fully operational, we have continued work on our Terra Firma Miners Road project, which is due for completion in Q4 2023. In addition to the work at Miners Road, we have begun the pre-commencement work for our Wingrave project, which is a 50 megawatt gas peaking plant based in Buckinghamshire, which is our largest project to date. What I'm now going to take you through is the operational life cycle of the gas peaking plant. As you can see behind me, the yellow pipe is how the gas enters the site from the local distribution network. The gas enters the site at intermediate pressure, which is too high for the engines to operate off. So what we use are pressure reduction skids to bring the pressure down to the operating pressure of the engines. The skid to my right is a multi-function pressure reduction skid. This is used to reduce the pressure of the gas to the operating pressure of the engines, but it is also the point in which the gas is metered as it comes into site. Each of these skids is connected to an underground private gas network. This gas network is what's used to feed the gas to each of the individual gensets. The gas enters the gensets using the gas train that comes from the ground into the side of the gensets, as you can see behind me. The engines burn the gas, which drives a shaft connected to an alternator. Each of these alternators will generate 2 megawatts of electricity at 11,000 volts. This electricity then comes out of the gensets using the red cables to my rear and is fed underground to the back of the switch room. The switch room itself consists of 2 key rooms, a high voltage room and a low voltage room. In the high voltage room, there are a series of high voltage switchgear. Each of these panels is used as a single point of isolation for each engine on the network. In the low voltage room is the DMC computer, which is the brain of the entire site. From the high voltage switch room, the electricity is passed through, still at 11,000 volts, under the road to the primary grid transformer. This primary grid transformer takes electricity in on the low voltage side at 11,000 volts, as you can see with the red cables. It then steps the voltage up to 33,000 volts to match the voltage of the Scottish Power grid network. From the high voltage side of the transformer, the electricity is then fed out to 2 Scottish Power circuit breakers and onto their grid. That is the operational life cycle of the gas peaking plant. Each of the Terra Firma Energy gas peaking projects benefits from 2 primary revenue streams. The first being through a power purchase agreement agreed with EDF. Each of these power purchase agreements with EDF will see them buy the electricity from the site and supply the gas to the sites 5 years at a time. This guarantees that the price of gas will always be below the price of electricity. The PPAs will see the power traded across the UK wholesale electricity market. The electricity market changes in 30-minute increments depending on the type of generation and the amount of demand required. The price per megawatt often exceeds over £200 per megawatt at times of peak demand. Each of our sites benefit from capacity market contracts. The capacity market was brought in by National Grid to ensure security of supply when demand outstrips supply. The capacity market pays out in 2 ways, the first being a fixed standard payment based on the capacity market auction clearing price. This is a quarterly payment for having your asset connected to the grid, ready to be called upon at times of high demand. In addition to these standing charges, National Grid will also pay the operators the wholesale market trading price for the duration of the capacity market event. In addition to our current live projects, Terra Firma Energy has over 500 megawatts of development projects. This includes over 200 megawatts of battery energy storage.